Hey everyone, it's Kathy.
And Paul here with iDulting.
We're here to help you navigate the crazy world of adulting.
Because let's be real, it's a wild ride. We'll be dropping tips, sharing stories,
And maybe even spilling some embarrassing secrets along the way.
so get comfortable, grab your favorite drink, get ready to laugh, learn, and level up your adulting game. This is iDulting. Don't forget to like, follow, and or subscribe, and share this podcast. Head over to iDulting.com for more information and to submit questions for us about iDulting.
And maybe even pick up some of our new merchandise. And if you know any fellow adults who need some guidance, send them our way.
Welcome to today's episode, everyone. Today, we're going to talk about resilience careers. What the heck is that, you're thinking? I know. I thought the same thing when we started talking about it. Look at it this way. If your job can be described in a 3-sentence prompt, a robot is coming for your desk. But if your job requires you to look a human in the eye or use a wrench in a tight space, you just became the most valuable person in that room.
We're moving from the information age to the implementation age. It's not about what you know anymore. It's about what you can actually do when the Wi-Fi goes down.
That doesn't mean it's not important to stay in school and do well. We're not saying that at all.
Nope, we're just saying you should be able to do other things.
And solve problems and critically think. To truly understand the resilience economy, we have to look at the shift from efficiency to adaptability. In the 2010s, the goal was to be the most efficient cog in a global machine. How's that working out? In 2026, the machine is quite glitchy, so the goal is to be the person who can fix the machine, bypass it, or build a new and improved one.
First, we're going to talk about the high friction skill set. In the previous decade, frictionless was the goal. Apps that did everything with one click. In 2026, friction is where the money is. Friction is anything that AI and automation struggle to process because it's too messy, too physical, or too human.
One great area to look at is called the diagnostic gap. AI is awesome at pattern recognition. Try beating a computer, you can't. For example, this x-ray looks like cancer, but what it's terrible at is abnormal troubleshooting. An example of that would be the plumbing is leaking, but only when the wind blows from the north and the neighbor uses their shower. Did you write this about our house?
I didn't, but that's pretty funny.
In our house, it's the water stops running, but only on Sundays when we use our washing machine. I don't even know how to get the plumber to look into it without laughing at me.
The hand-eye premium. We are seeing a massive pay spike for fine motor skills. Surgeons, high-end electric vehicle technicians, and artisanal restoration experts are seeing wage growth that outpaces software developers for the first time in 20 years.
The human-in-the-loop necessity. As AI scales, hallucinations, AI making things up, will become a massive liability. Companies are hiring human verifiers. They're specialists whose entire job it is to apply real-world logic to AI outputs before they reach a customer. In my recent perusing of job sites, I've seen those jobs.
I think that's a great job. I'd love to be that person.
One listing I read was fire company officer trainer, so I followed it down a rabbit hole. It's actually working with AI and large language models to ensure the quizzes and the information it's generating are accurate enough to be pushed out to the masses in the normal basic classes.
Next, we're going to talk about the death of the corporate generalist. The resilience economy is ruthlessly pruning middle management roles that primarily involve moving information from one meeting to another.
The value add filter. If your job is to summarize emails or oversee a process that's already automated, you're in a pretty fragile zone, my friend. Time to develop some skills.
The rise of the specialized generalist. This sounds like a contradiction, but it's the 2026 career goldmine. It means having one deep technical skill, like HVAC, accounting, or coding, paired with a high empathy skill, like sales, conflict resolution, or teaching.
I'm trying to picture that. So we want our HVAC guy to be good at conflict resolution?
Well, we want our HVAC guy to be able to think outside the box, solve the problems, and come up with a solution without following a guideline in a book and saying, well, I followed the rules and it doesn't work, so you're out of luck.
Fractional employment. This one's important. You guys already know more about it than we do. You call it the gig economy. Instead of one boss, resilience-minded adults have diversified income streams. They might work 20 hours for a firm, 10 hours as a consultant, 5 hours running a niche physical hobby business. If one client or one of those income stream leaves, the life doesn't collapse around them.
It's called a backup plan.
We also refer to it when we talk about we're working our 5 to 9.
Right. We work every day 9 to 5, and our 5 to 9 is additional income.
Exactly.
The right to repair and the circular economy. In the resilience economy, we stop throwing things away. This has created a massive new sector for circular careers.
And we're making grandparents very happy. They couldn't understand why we were throwing out perfectly good stuff.
Because in their day and our childhood, you didn't throw something away. It cost too much to replace. You repaired it and kept it along as long as you could.
Correct. You just put a new tube in that baby in the living room.
It was called, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And
right?
if it is broke, fix
it. Yeah.
Sure.
And things were just, it wasn't that easy to replace things. So if something had, I know what I was thinking. It was called good bones. So if something was physically okay and needed one small thing to repair, you repaired it because it was cheaper than replacing the good bones.
Sustainability as a service. This isn't just recycling or upcycling, it's remanufacturing. Companies are hiring logistics resilience officers to figure out how to source materials locally when global shipping lanes are disrupted. Is any of that happening today?
It is happening.
More than one place in the world.
Most places in the world, because we've had such interruption in global service because one, war, and two, fuel prices, delays in shipping.
I think it's pretty upside down right now. The urban farmer and energy sovereign. As food and energy costs fluctuate, people who can build hyperlocal systems, such as microgrids, vertical gardens, neighborhood composting, are becoming the utility kings of their communities.
I would love to be able to walk next door and say, can I buy some of your fresh eggs or your locally grown carrots and not have to go to the grocery store? Plus, what we're getting at the grocery store is not so great anymore.
And we do those things. Well, not carrots so much, but eggs.
We do some of those things, but it would be great if that was more of a presence in our life.
We have locally sourced pickles.
We definitely have those. The old school tech, surprisingly dumb technology, is a growth sector. Mechanics who can fix tractors and cars that don't have complex computer chips are in high demand because those machines are more resilient to software glitches or EMP concerns. So people are stocking up on old stuff and keeping their old stuff longer because they're worried that a software glitch or an EMP will shut down their productivity.
Very valid concerns. We're seeing it every day with ransomware attacks and denial of service attacks. The social capital bank account. In a world of toxic individualism, we did talk about that, the resilience economy values social capital, the strength of your real-world network.
Mutual aid and barter. We are seeing a return to trade-based economics in small communities. I'll fix your roof if you help me with my taxes. This is a real economy that exists outside of inflation and market crashes.
I don't know if we should have said that.
We do that. We absolutely do that.
Shh.
And where we live
The
does
tax
that
man's
a
going
lot.
to hear us. Shh.
I'm not saying we're not paying our taxes. What I'm saying is we trade services as favors.
We do.
If I can borrow your rake, I'll lend you my leaf blower.
And we've been doing that for decades.
I think our whole lives.
That's how we grew up. The reputation score. In the age of deepfakes, your physical reputation is everything. Understand I said your physical reputation. Being known in your local third place, which we talked about, being a gym, church, community center, as a person who shows up and does what they say is your ultimate job security.
Intergenerational mentorship. Young adults are actively seeking out old timers, like us, to learn the skills that were lost during the digital boom: gardening, carpentry, basic electric, and analog networking. Meaning, go out and meet people, find out who does what and how you can help.
Let's talk about the iDulting resilience audit. Let's see if you're ready for this resilience economy. Ask yourself these 4 questions. First, the Wi-Fi test. Can I provide value to someone if the internet is down for 48 hours? Or will I be a blubbering ball of upset anxiety curled up on my couch, pressing the button over and over, trying to get Netflix to play?
The robot test. Does my job involve messy human emotions that a chatbot just can't handle? If it does, that's a win.
The tool test. Do I own physical tools or the specific knowledge required to perform my work?
Meaning if you went home and couldn't get to work and were stranded, could you help somebody with something that you have knowledge of by having the right tools to do it?
Oh, sidebar here. Youngins, if you work someplace, you need to learn how to get there without your GPS. True story. We had people that couldn't make it to work because there was a cell phone outage and called up saying, I'm calling out sick today because I can't get there from here.
Well, here's a tip. If you stop looking at your phones while you're driving your car and you look at the street signs, you do it a couple times, after a week or 2, you know the way to work.
How about the neighbor test? Do 3 people within 5 miles of me know exactly what I'm good at? I don't think I know 3 people in 5 miles. Do I?
Sure you do.
Well, I mean, our road is 3 to...
Yeah, you know 3 people in 5 miles, and yeah, they know you're a firefighter. So yeah, you're good. I, on the other hand, I'm the mom.
You're like the mayor.
They know that I'm good at knowing people. That's not really a skill.
That is a skill.
How to iDult this today. If you're feeling fragile in your career, don't quit your job. Start skill stacking. If you're a writer, learn prompt engineering. That's a digital skill. And public speaking. That's a physical skill.
And it's hard. Lots of people don't like that one.
It is hard, but if you practice it and learn it, you get better at it and it gets less hard.
The more you practice, the easier that one is. If you're an accountant, learn tax law. That's largely digital at this point. And estate planning with some empathy. That's a very physical skill.
If you're a creator, learn video editing. That's your digital skill. And also event hosting. That's a physical, in-person skill.
Let's circle back to the first sentence. If you're feeling fragile in your career, don't quit your job. Don't ever quit one job until you have another job unless there's extenuating circumstances. It's hard if you don't have any money coming in to say, I don't know, eat.
If you're planning on quitting your job, make sure you have secured another job so there's no gap in your paychecks.
The goal here is to have one foot in the digital world because it's here to stay, unless it's not, and both hands in the real world. In the resilience economy of 2026, the career market has shifted from growth at all costs to a durability at all costs. As AI automates middle management, data entry, and the basic digital creation, the most valuable professions are those who possess high friction skills, talents that require physical presence, complex human ethics, and manual dexterity.
Here's a breakdown of the sectors and roles dominating the resilience economy. The first one is the human touch sectors. These are roles where the value is derived specifically from the fact that humans are doing the work. In the era of AI slop, consumers are paying a premium for human-made and human-delivered services.
A great example is a nuanced educator moving away from standardized lecturing. Let's face it, AI does that better than most people anyway. These are mentors who specialize in emotional intelligence, neurodivergent learning paths, and critical thinking.
There's also the complex caregiver. Beyond basic medical tasks, these are professionals in geriatric care, mental health, and physical therapy who provide the tactile and emotional support that a screen or robot just can't replicate.
Or the ethical auditor. As AI makes decisions for banks and insurance companies, humans are being hired to act as a moral oversight, ensuring that the algorithms aren't reflecting biases or causing systemic harm.
Next, we're going to talk about the physical sovereign trades. The resilience economy has officially destigmatized the trades. Young adults are flocking to careers where they own the tools of their own production and the results are tangible, meaning they physically can touch them.
Great examples are the precision artisans, tailors, guitar makers, custom furniture builders. These roles thrive in the return to real trend. This is where people want objects that last a lifetime rather than a season.
The regenerative technicians. This includes solar grid maintainers, urban farmers, and circular economy specialists, people who know how to take trash and turn it back into raw materials.
The right to repair specialist. With the 2026 push against planned obsolescence, technicians who can fix complex electronics, vintage machinery, or high-end appliances are in higher demand than those who sell new ones.
The anti-fragile professional. In the corporate world, the generalist is the new specialist. Companies are no longer looking for people who can do one thing perfectly. They want people who can pivot when the market breaks.
Fractional leadership. High-level experts, CFOs, COOs, and creative directors who work for 3 or 4 companies simultaneously. They provide resilience to small businesses that can't afford a full-time executive but need a veteran wisdom.
Community architects. People whose job it is to build and maintain third places, whether physical or digital. They manage the human dynamics, conflict resolution, and engagement that keep a group from falling apart.
Crisis navigators. A new class of consultants specifically trained to help organizations handle the polycrises, which are overlapping. It's climate change, economic shifts, public opinion, tech disruptions. It's not one change at a time anymore. It's all this at once, and people have a hard time seeing through it.
The resilience economy skill set. If you want to iDult your career for the next decade, you need to stack these specific attributes.
Tactile intelligence. And what does that look like? Fine motor skills, physical troubleshooting. Why does that make it AI proof, you ask? Because robots lag behind the human hand's versatility.
High empathy. What it looks like. It's conflict resolution, deep listening, and coaching. Why is it AI proof? AI can mimic empathy, but it can't share a feeling.
Thinking outside the box logic. Fixing things that are broken in weird ways. That's being a detective here. Finding out why on Sundays when I run my washing machine, can I not get water out of my bathroom sink? AI excels at patterns, but it struggles with the chaos caused by these one-off or multiple scenarios.
Right, AI can follow directions perfectly, but it has a really hard time navigating off that set of directions.
We all know people that have intelligence similar to AI and have problems once it gets out of the box. That's what we're talking about here. Start developing your depth. Young, particularly young people, you're really good with tech already. So good that you could probably coast on your tech skills for the rest of your life. But COVID, life, the way things have been, have made you a little shallow on the human side of things.
So maybe look to your parents or grandparents. They are really probably struggling to keep up technology-wise, but they've got a ton of human skills.
Till next time, thank you for listening. We appreciate you here at iDulting. Don't forget you can interact with us on social media or through the website.
Just remember, you've got this, iDults. Keep your head up, your spirits high, and keep adulting with us. Go forth and conquer the world, or at least your to-do list.
And don't forget to like, follow, and or subscribe. Tell your friends, share the podcast, and head over to iDulting.com for more information and to connect with us. See you on the next episode. Be safe.